It's been a while, but here we have the brand new Toyota Kluger. It looks like a really large new RAV4, which is a good thing. And it also comes in hybrid variants, which is super rare for a car in this size and in this category. The Kluger competes with cars like the Mazda CX-9 and Kia Sorento, neither of which are hybrid. This one is the Kluger Grande, which is the top of the range and costs around 75 grand before on-road costs. Here's how it did over 7 days for this week's family review. To be honest, when I first saw it, I didn't think it looked that different to the old Kluger. It's still big and beefy with a lot of brawn going on, but it does look more like the RAV4 this time. It's got those angles going up at the back, it's got a fancy new grille on the front, and I think you'll be pleased with this one. Inside, because this is the top of the range, it really does feel quite premium in here, especially in the cream leather upholstery. It's definitely more luxe than the last Kluger I was in. The seats are heated and ventilated. There's a leather steering wheel. The center console is nicely designed with some faux wooden accents. And while it lacks the gloss of its rivals, it really does feel good for a Toyota. You get some soft touch surfaces with external stitching, which looks really nice in this car, and there is a sunroof too. The design up here is still very old school Toyota though. It's got a lot more buttons and it's less streamlined than you'll see on some newer competitors. The multimedia system feels small for this size car. It's 8 inches, though it does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, so you can instantly sync up to Google Maps and Spotify for easy tech on the road. It also comes with an 11-speaker JBL stereo on this model. For storage, there are 2 cup holders in the front. You get a nice deep storage space here for phone, keys. It doesn't have a wireless charger though. You also get 2 extra shelves that are nicely textured over here and one on the passenger seat, plus a really giant center storage bin. Like I can lose my hand in here. And there are bottle holders in each door. There is loads of interior space in the Kluger, plenty of legroom, plenty of headroom, and lots of space in between the driver and front passenger as well, so you don't feel cramped. Rear passengers will be perfectly comfortable back here. My 2 children are aged 7 and 9, and they were so happy in here. We drove a few of their friends around this week, and they fit in here and in the 3rd row. I'm 161 centimeters or 5'3", and this is me behind a taller person's driving position, so taller adults, taller teenagers will be so happy in here. Rear passengers will get 2 cup holders in the center armrest. They get their own climate control on this model. You'll get bottle holders in each door, plus both rows of rear passengers will be able to see this screen. Into the 3rd row, and there is less space, but that is fairly standard for a 7-seat SUV. As far as space goes, it is still comfortable. I can fit fine back here. We had kids in here this week. They didn't complain either. And you can actually move this 2nd row forward so you can create more space if you need it. 3rd row passengers get 4 cup holders back here, plus their own directional air vents. And boot size is excellent for this category. With all 3 rows in use, you get 241 litres of space, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's actually a lot more room than you're used to in a 7-seat SUV. And we fit 2 suitcases standing up in here. With the 3rd row down, the boot opens up to 552 litres of space. We fit 3 suitcases in here. You'll get a double pram in here. And if you've got sporting equipment to carry around, no problem. It's been a few years since I've driven a Kluger, and my one takeaway memory from that a few years ago was how heavy it was to drive around. But this new version with the hybrid motor has really taken that away, and it's almost quick off the mark, which is saying something for a large 7-seat SUV, and it feels a lot lighter to drive around. It also makes it feel much more nimble on the road and a lot smoother as well. This Kluger Grande hybrid is an all-wheel drive, which will give you better traction on unstable surfaces. It gets up hills nice and easily, and you can overtake cars super well on highways. Even parking isn't really an issue considering its size. The steering wheel turns nice and easily, and you get a decent reverse parking camera to help you out with a 360-degree camera as well. The official combined fuel consumption figure is 5.6 litres per 100 Ks, and I've averaged 6.9 litres per 100 Ks doing mostly suburban driving, which is still really good for a large 7-seat SUV. Safety is comprehensive in this model. You get auto emergency braking with pedestrian and cyclist detection, lane departure assist, rear cross traffic alert, blind spot monitoring, and adaptive cruise control. You'll also get airbags that cover driver and front passenger, and side curtain airbags that extend to the third row, but they don't cover all of the third row occupants. So while the Kluger is a superb 5-seater family car, you might want to use those 2 seats in the back as spare seats and not have your kids in there full time. You will get 2 ISOFIX points and 3 top tether points in the second row for kids' car seats. I really enjoyed driving the Toyota Kluger Grande this week. It's got loads of interior space and boot space, and the styling has really stepped up on the inside as well. While it's not as fancy as some of its rivals are, it has the one thing that they don't: a hybrid engine, which means lower fuel consumption and a smoother, lighter driving experience. I gave it a family rating of 8.1 out of 10, and my kids gave it an 8. They love anything hybrid. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or click through to our website.